today?
Oh, hi, Michelle. Nice to see you again.
So I'm excited to have you with us on this microcast because there's two things I really enjoy when I work with you, April. One is your experience because you work for different BPOs, and then you also have been an educator and a trainer, and that really has helped us at Valor. Number two, like when I'm having a bad day, I think earlier we were talking, described how positive we are, but it's really you. Like I think you're just
Um,
such a positive person, and your outlook when we have really challenging problems. It's always nice to talk through them with you because I like the solutions that you bring to the table. And lastly, you've always been a nominee of the Culture Award, and congratulations on winning the Culture Award. You really are our three values I have: people
Thank
first,
you.
extreme ownership, and always going above and beyond for our clients.
Thank you,
So,
Michelle.
absolutely, April. So today, I'd want to hear more about from you. What's your story about how life has been before Valoroo and after Valoroo? So, can you share a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So, actually, when you said that I had a lot of experience from different BPOs, that's true. I had been with different BPOs when right after I graduated college. So, after graduating the course, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, I did not have the chance to take the board exam because for me, what I really love to do is to transfer knowledge. That's why I said maybe I need to try working for a BPO because that's when I can meet more people, I can share best practices. The life that I had before is not as great as what I have now here in Valoroo. It's because that I was able to, of course, provide the needs of my family. It was still paycheck to paycheck, and sometimes even lesser than what we expect. That's why we experienced some financial difficulties as well, but still very thankful because aside from the salary that I always had, it's really the experience and the things I learned. Um, that I'm very thankful for. So I just want to highlight, what is different now. So professionally, I can say, Michelle, that there are a lot of significant changes that I can share with you. Number one is the change in my role. Although I had opportunities to be promoted in my previous job, in here, um, I get the I get to work hand in hand with the company executives like Nick, like Tony, like you, and more hands on with client facing activities like when I meet with new clients during the introduction. It's really, like it's like a make and break for me. I always consider it like it's our make or break. So I need to do my best to show the client that it's a different level of experience when it comes to seamless onboarding here at Valoroo. So I think that's one, working hand in hand with the executives and also with the clients. Next, professionally, in the past, I've been asked to join certifications and trainings. And I loved what our facilitators were doing, certifying new managers, new trainers, new quality analysts. So I said, maybe it's really a good opportunity for me too that I want to try. But that dream came true when I joined Valoroo. I get to certify the new and existing managers. I get to create materials that will be beneficial for the team. So this is, more of a career growth and a developmental opportunity for me. It's not just sharing my knowledge and maybe skills to the team members that I've been working hand in hand with, but I'm also learning from it. And I'm a firm believer that learning never stops. So, yes, thank you, Valerie, for always, telling me what you think would be beneficial for the team because it really helps me to research more, develop or maybe create some proposals for innovation. And we're learning together. So that's professionally. I hope it's okay to still share what changed in the family. I'm proud to say that from the time that I joined Valoroo, this is really the moment when I had a lot of firsts with you guys. Number one, I'm not sure if you will believe this, but because of Valoroo, I rode the plane for the first time. I never experienced that. When we were needed for the trainings for managers and reps, way back in 2022, that was really my first time to ride a plane, and
That's
also my
awesome.
first yes, and also my first time to stay in a five-star hotel, Michelle. So I'm not, I'm not ashamed to admit it, because for me it's really unlocking a very important milestone. And it's not just one instance that Valoroo gave me the opportunity to ride a plane, but also when we went to other meet and greets, when we went to Cebu recently, it's another plane ride. So I think that's really one of the firsts. And also, I mentioned about the financial difficulty if, of course, the family income is not enough. So when I started working for Valoroo, everything became better. I just want to share that before I needed to bring with me a pen and paper and a calculator, because you really need to have that budget with you and you don't need to go past it. But right now, I think I'm just really glad that when we go out and have some groceries, the kids will just say, "Mom, can I have this?" I will just say, "Okay," and I don't need to bring that calculator with me anymore. They will just say that, "I think, Mom, I need this. I think, Mom, I want to try it." Okay, go ahead. I think that's really one of the highlights that I want to share. Sometimes when I chat with Nick, I would say that, my youngest kid would say that she loves mac and cheese plus Nutella. So I didn't have the luxury of buying it to make it part of our groceries in the past, but now it became part of our weekly or even bi-weekly groceries until my kid said, "Oh, Mom, I think I want to try something else this time,"
Oh,
because she
that's
has been
great.
eating. Yes.
Well, I like to hear the lifestyle change because we are a people first company. And I just going back to also the value that you add, April, with the customer experience. And you've really helped transform what we offer at Valoroo. But I'd like to hear, like, were you, I guess, going from the other BPOs to Valoroo, were you client facing before? Was that part of the culture to enable the team to speak to the clients? And how was that interaction?
What I experienced in the past is really more on the um training. For example, we have a new line of business that we need to kick off. I had the chance to be part of it. So that is the client facing side. I get to work with, for example, a client, designing a training curriculum, planning out the activities that will make it, make the training experience better, the knowledge retention better. So that's what I did in the past. Maybe the other client facing activity that I want to highlight is, those conference calls where we need to join and talk to the client. We have some calibration sessions. We have sessions wherein we call it like a focus group discussion of FGD. That's when I get to participate along with my teammates, my manager and supervisors. But in here, it's like the responsibility of really, doing your best, putting your best foot forward. It's like, more pressure in a good way. That's why I think every time I complete the client intro, it's really fulfilling. Every time our sales team would say, "Good job, guys," during the client intro, it just keeps me motivated to do my best.
Oh, thank you, April. And I guess, what about our culture? I know you won the culture award. Um, I think you're a big piece of it, of what we ingrain and to ensure when we onboard our team and ongoing too that we keep our culture. So how would you describe what our culture looks like?
Oh, I usually answer this because part of our culture is sending out quarterly surveys, right? The first thing that really comes in my mind is, collaboration, and if I use one word, that's it. But overall, it's not just me who would say this, Michelle. Um, when it comes to culture, Valoroo is really big when it comes to ownership and making sure that when we address any issues, we focus really on how to resolve it. So it's a solutions driven culture. I remember that in our 0 to 60 day milestone for new clients, I get to communicate with a lot of stakeholders, the manager, the client onboarding specialist in charge, Tony, Michael, and also sales. I noticed that every time we raise a flag as early as possible, there will be like a meeting right away, and then we plan out how to say it, so that our client will accept the options we offer, and then it gets resolved. And that's one thing that I really like. It's also the same with the teams that I worked with. That's why, even me personally, when I first joined, I'm not afraid to try something new, because if I stumble, or maybe if there are things that don't really go as planned, someone would still tell me, it's okay, just try something else, or maybe you can try this and then move on. So I did not experience I did not really experience that moment wherein I was blamed. I always hear it from Tony or Nick when there's a meeting that, oh, it's my fault, I could have done this, I could have done that. So I'm also doing the same thing for my team and for the team that I'm handling. It's really just focusing on the resolution and maybe what we can do differently, so that we can maintain the quality of service for our clients and maintain the people first culture. And maybe another thing is the flexibility, Michelle. At first, in my previous experience, it's office based, and if there was a chance that I had the work from home setup, it's really hybrid. So sometimes I go to the office, sometimes I work from home. So the flexibility is really big. I get to, check on the kids. I get to check on the other things when I'm at home. Any emergency, I'm here. Like earlier, our little dog, Dutch, went out from her cage, and good thing, she just went to the clubhouse, and the guard were there to to cater her. So that emergency, if I was not at home, I can't imagine how it is, right? So that flexibility is really very big here at Valoroo. And that recent trainer that we hired, the one that we introduced, she was really vocal in saying that, you know what, Miss April, this instance that there are a lot of floodings around, this is the main reason why I really love Valoroo when I joined. It's because that I can still work as long as I secured my internet and power backup, and I'm still with my family during this time. So yes, flexibility is one of the best things that I love about our, culture. And for me, career growth and opportunity to develop our inner talents that are not yet unleashed. That's another one that I love. Nick and Tony saw the potential in me, and that's why they offered me to be part of client onboarding. And I really like how they can profile their people and trust them. And in return, that's what I did as well to my team and to the reps. And I'm happy to say that, maybe like four of the team members that I had in client onboarding became managers. And I really hope that they kept you happy with their performance, because I'm really, really proud of where they are at right now.
That's amazing. Well, we're proud of you, April, and it's woman empowerment too. So I'm glad to see that, and you're a leader. So
Thank you.
and the other thing about I'm glad sorry, not touch Dutch, Dutch is safely back at home,
Yeah.
and hearing the lifestyle change of a lot of the firsts, like first airplane ride and first
Yeah.
nice hotel, or just even like we have a lot of our team members, right? They have first cars, first home,
Yes. Yes.
so all great things to celebrate.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you brought that up, Michelle, because of too much excitement. I totally forgot about it. Right now, where I am sitting, this is the new home that we are able to invest on because of Valoroo's help. At first, I'm really afraid to go out of my comfort zone, Michelle. That's why I really don't feel like I want to exit from the BPO world where all the benefits are in. Things that can really help a person who is the breadwinner are being offered. But when when a friend of mine um uh referred me here to Valoroo, I hope it's okay to mention it's April Bonnet. She referred me here. I'm really happy that I made the right decision. Because of Valoroo, I was able to, number one, provide a better life for my family, buy our first ever house. Nick actually asked me,
Yay.
yes. So Nick asked me, how, is this your first, second, or third house? And then I said, it's my first house that we ever invested on, because this is the only time that I can say I can already. And yeah, just recently in May, this is when we moved. Just baby steps. In the future, I know that Valoroo is there so that we can achieve and unlock more milestones. And I just want to share that all of the team members that I worked with, the trainers that I work with, they always tell me, you know what, April, when I joined Valoroo, the things that I can only experience if there is 13th month pay, I can experience it every payday. So one example, maybe you'll laugh if I say that we can only have our hair rebonded or our hair done during 13th month pay. But one of my trainers, Francis, said that, oh, on during our most recent payout, I was able to do that. Or maybe she would say, oh, before we can only buy a new appliance for our house, for our home during 13th month pay. But I can see that she's able to do that too every payday, like buy something like an air cooler, buy some bicycles for her kids. So I'm just, really happy because it's like when you see your team members, the people who are important for you win, you are winning too. And I think that's really one of the things that keeps me motivated to do more and maybe share the opportunity to a lot of people who deserve to be here.
Oh, that's really heartwarming, and it is great to see that everyone else they're thriving. It's just a lot of opportunities out there that they weren't able to achieve that they can now, and so that's really good, great to hear. It's very rewarding. Where a lot of businesses, it's all about the costs and it's not about the people. So I love all the stories that you shared, April. Well, thank you so much for sharing a lot about yourself today and your journey, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks,
Thank
April.
you. Bye.